welcome to Your Town. I'm Jess Ryan. I'm a huge community advocate, and you've probably heard me say before that I have some of my favorite nonprofits on today, but I genuinely believe, you have to believe me on this one, my two favorite nonprofits in the whole Ohio Valley are here today. And the reason that I love the next guest so much is that Augusta Levy Learning Center is a place that I probably cut my teeth a little bit on what nonprofit means to this community and how valuable fundraisers can be to helping organizations. So joining me is Taylor Rise.
Hello.
Thank you for coming on. I love Augusta Levy. I think the mission is beautiful. I've been very fortunate to be involved with some of the fundraising, and I've seen the transition from children who start the program and where they go year after year. And I've had the fortunate opportunity to talk to some of the parents about how that impacts their lives. But for people who are not familiar, let's talk about Augusta Levy Learning Center.
Yes, you have done so much with the center and have been so involved in the center, and we appreciate that truly. Everybody at the center knows who you are. Everybody talks about it. But yes, so we do applied behavior analysis. So we do ABA services, behavior intervention, and that is, we bill that through medical insurance. So there are a lot of students that have co-pays that are up to $65 per day, and some insurance only covers so many hours, and our program is intensive, so it's supposed to be 35 hours for like the best outcome. So we try to use our fundraisers and things like that to compensate for what they're not getting through insurance.
Right. So for children with autism, you know, when we were kids, we didn't necessarily have as many diagnoses as we do now. And I thought you came to speak at Rotary and St. Clair's, where you did a great job. And one of the things that you pointed out is one of your beliefs is that it's because people know that there's a name for what children are going through now. So those diagnoses, and they're being offered that diagnosis earlier than they used to be able to.
Yes. So I actually found out that it's not just my belief. I asked this after the fact. It's actually evidence now. But yeah, so just because there is so much more awareness, and some people that should have been diagnosed when they were younger have now gone back and got this diagnosis, even into like their 50s and 60s, and then some people were misdiagnosed. So that, and then just because they can get it earlier, I think it's definitely becoming more known. And I don't want to say, I don't know, but
there's a level of people say being on the spectrum.
Yes. When
they think about different vulnerabilities or capabilities or non-capabilities that folks have that might put them on the spectrum of autism. Can we talk a little bit about those type of things and what you notice in children before their treatment begins?
Like symptoms, you mean?
Yeah, symptoms.
Symptoms, things to look for. Yeah, so it is such a wide spectrum, so it's hard to really pinpoint, and I feel like most people that do know anything about autism, they know like the biggest things to look for, but there are some little things that, like you said, you are considered on the spectrum, that you could display. So, well, like hand flapping is one, lack of eye contact, they lack social skills, they might not want to play with you. I've heard a lot of our parents with toddlers, like, they don't require me to like play with them, and they go and they quietly play in their room and they do all of their little play sets, but that's not really age appropriate. So that would probably be a red flag that you should look for, especially if it's paired with some of the other things like the eye contact, lacking social skills. They might have a lot of sensitivities, so with foods or textures, or if you're noticing things like that. Toe walking kind of goes more with sensory processing disorder, but it does go hand in hand. A lot of times people with autism do have a sensory processing disorder, but you can have a sensory processing disorder without having autism, so that doesn't necessarily mean that. But I do believe that they are now considering that on the spectrum as well. So like we were saying, like you might not necessarily have a diagnosis or display everything, but it is a spectrum. So, and ADHD is considered on the spectrum. So yeah.
So when I talked to some of the parents, well, before there were rules at one point that we weren't allowed to take cameras in to film kids, and everything had to be signed.
Correct.
But before that, I went in to see some children, and I would shoot the videos for the Dancing with the Stars, kind of the piece about the center itself, and it was my pleasure to do because I learned so much. Not only I felt like I got to know some of the kids there, but definitely some of the parents who were so vulnerable in their explanations of what they had gone through. And for me, not knowing much about it at all when I first started, for me, it was the lack of engagement.
Yep.
So I would walk into a room with a camera, and the teacher would be sitting with the kid, and they would say, hey, say hi to Miss Jess, but there would be they would focus specifically on what was in front of them at the time. But then a year later, and then 2 years later, when I went back for the same reason, the child would turn and say, hello, Miss Jess, and blow a kiss. So I think that a lot when people, and as a parent, when you think about getting a diagnosis at all for your child, it can be scary because it doesn't necessarily mean you're pointing out that something is wrong.
Right.
And Augusta Levy gave parents the confidence in this community to know that they could pull them out of that world to a degree. So beautiful, beautiful program.
Yes, yeah. It's really, I guess, fulfilling to be a part of it and be able to see it from, like you're saying, and then through all of the hard times and the progress or the process, to get them to that point and then be able to see that. One thing for Dancing with the Stars this year that I keep saying I want to make sure that they actually like point out, we had a child with autism dance with me actually like 6 years ago, and he is actually going to be dancing. I can barely even get through the whole sentence without crying, but he's going to be dancing again this year, and he's going to dance with my niece now, so it's like,
super special.
He's able to do it. So it was really difficult to teach him because he mirrors everything. So I had to actually like choreograph the routine and then learn it backwards to teach it to him because he does backwards of what you're showing him, so that he could do it with me. So it was really difficult, and now like he and my niece are just, they go in the back room and do it together, and they like do their thing, and he needs me, but not entirely, so it's crazy to see the difference in that. And I know that's not like a big deal for as far as like milestones and things, but it's something that he truly loves, and his parents really wanted him to be able to do, so really so sweet. I'm excited to see that too.
Yeah, super sweet. So Taylor is also a dance instructor. So she performs in multiple ways. How many dances did you just want to dance this year?
I am actually not dancing this year. This is the first year I am not dancing at all. Oh. I am just putting it together, organizing it. I competed in it for I think 7 years, and then I would also be in like the professionals number, sometimes like an exhibition dance, and then I won in 2021, so that's why I performed last year again, our winning routine, but otherwise I wasn't in it. But my performance company from the studio is in it, and they dance with the special needs program that we have there, and we invite some of the students to perform with our program, so it's really special, and I get to put all of it together, and
so we've made reference to Dancing with the Stars 100 times without letting anybody know exactly what the program looks like and when it is and all of that. So let's talk about Dancing with the High Valley Stars, one of my favorite events.
It is coming so quickly. Yes, so it is November 4th this year, and it is I believe our biggest season. If not, it's very close to. We have 12 professionals and 12 stars paired together competing this year, so it is a lot. But yes, so that's at the Capitol at 7 p.m. on November 4th, and we're doing things a little differently this year also. So we always had a pre-party, but we're having like a catered sit-down dinner this year by Hall of Fame. They are. Yes,
I love
it sounds really good. We have a great menu, and then we have Matt Van Fossen is actually going to be our pre-party entertainment this year.
Great. And he's a past contestant.
Yes, he is. Yeah, we try to pull in people that have been a part of it in some sort of way to help with the event in the future, because once they're in, they're like sucked in, and they don't want to.
I'm one of those.
They don't want to be. So, and Tate is the host, and he competed. He was actually my very first partner, and then he came back and was considered a pro to choreograph and do it again, and then so we're doing that, and then we have an after party this year with a DJ and a photo booth, and we're kind of taking that to the next level, and we have a fancy little drink this year called the Mirror Ball Mixer, and it has a cute little disco ball straw, and I'm very excited about it, and proceed of that goes back to Augusta Levy. So I think it's going to be a great event. This year especially, I've been going around doing the interviews, so I've seen everybody's routine at this point, and I do very much feel bad for the judges, because I know we say that every year, but I swear every year it gets more intense, like the competition. They're all so good. So
That's great. Well,
it's going to be great.
The folk that you said you have 10?
12.
12. So these 12 people commit a pretty big chunk of their life
Yes.
for 6 weeks, 8 weeks.
It's now 8 weeks.
8 weeks to learning a dance routine.
Yes.
And they're partnered with a professional or an instructor or a past performer who's taken it to the next level. And they all compete that day live on stage at the Capitol, which is a beautiful venue. It's a little bit intimidating. I've been on that stage with the lights.
You were a contestant.
So it's a lot, but I really loved it. And I haven't met anybody that didn't love that process and love the relationship that they formed with the people that they danced with, and how you can do things you didn't expect yourself to be able to do when you're up there, and you know where the money raised is going to.
Right.
It's certainly a huge part of it.
Yeah. I feel like all of the contestants have said that almost same thing, like, you know, I don't know how to dance, or I feel silly, or I'm so nervous, or I feel like I look stupid up there, but it's for the kids. It's a fundraiser when it comes down to it, and it's a super fun, in my opinion, a super fun way to be able to raise that money, and everybody gets to get dressed up for the night, and even if you're not like participating in it or some part of it, just being able to come and enjoy. It's one of the biggest, I think, things that happen in the Valley every year. That you get to get dressed up for. We don't have a lot of things like that that's super fancy, and I don't know.
It is fun. If you haven't been in the past, I would highly encourage you to go. It's a fun evening. It supports a great mission for sure. And you're probably 3 degrees of separation from either the performers or some of the dancers or someone who's been touched by autism. So it's certainly something that I would encourage most people to go to. I don't think I've missed a year. So I'm pretty excited about it. The Lightning Birds have a game earlier that day, but planning on coming after that.
You're gonna have to go quick, get a shower, get ready.
That's right. So if people aren't able to attend, sponsorships at this point, we're getting pretty close to that date, how can they support you in the future?
Well, also, I wanted to mention that on our website we have, so this is the first year that we've done this. Last year was the first year that we put it on our website at all for People's Choice, and it was like a week leading up, but it's been up now for a few weeks, so that's one way. If there's a certain couple that you do know or want to win People's Choice, you can donate on the website, whether you're there or not, so that's already up. But otherwise, we have an Amazon wish list, so that's something that we created this year. People have loved that because they don't have to like go get it and come. They just click it and it sends right there. So that's one way. Or if you like, if they would like to sponsor in the future or at any of our other events, we also accept volunteers to come and do things with the kids, and people love that. So the kids love that. So.
Good. It's certainly a beautiful organization, beautiful mission, and the kids are beautiful, and the therapists are beautiful, and people that run the organization are great. So if you're looking for one to get involved with, this is certainly one that you can get involved with. And then if you also have any additional questions about autism or the testing or what that looks like, reach out to the center. They're great. They'll give you all the information that you need.
We have a lot of resources and things. So if there are any questions, anybody can always call the center, or they can message us on Facebook, send an email, and we are always happy to help anyone with any resources or anything that we can. So we've had a lot of parents come in and just meet with us and like try to get information if we have a wait list. So anything that we can get them to help them with, we are definitely willing to do. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Taylor.
Thank you for having me.
And good luck at the event. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic.
Thank you.
With your dancing shoes off this year.
I know. It's going to be so weird, but I'm kind of sad, but also it'll be nice to just be able to like sit back and watch everything and just be involved in that way. So I'll be there handing out trophies and backstage, but
it's super fun. Thank you for coming on the show,
Thank
too.
you.
Appreciate it. All right. We'll be right back with Staci Stephen from the United Way of the Upper Ohio Valley. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nicole Ennis, Interim Dean of the College of Education and Human Performance at West Liberty University.
And I'm Dr. Richard Whitehead, the Interim Chair of Graduate Teaching and Learning. The moment the community and region has been waiting years for has finally arrived. West Liberty's first ever doctorate program just received full HLC approval to launch.
The Doctor of Education in Instructional Leadership, Management, and Innovation will prepare professionals to take on new leadership roles in various fields of their organization. We are officially accepting applications for the first cohort to begin in late September, with annual cohorts starting yearly in May. If you're ready to start your doctorate in education, now's the time.
The next chapter of your life can start in 3 years. Visit westliberty.edu/EDD to get started today.
to your town. I'm so excited to welcome our second guest. As I mentioned, two of my favorite nonprofits on this episode. I'm happy to introduce you to Staci Stephen, who is the Executive Director of the United Way of the Upper Ohio Valley and a very good friend of mine. Thanks for joining, Staci.
Thanks so much for having me.
Sure. So there's a lot of exciting stuff that happens at the United Way year-round. And we have a lot coming up this fall and this over the winter and how you're going to help families. So let's talk about what you have coming up with the United Way.
Okay, so we have on November 20th, we have the Building a Better Community Breakfast. That'll be at Wheeling Island Casino at 8 a.m. This year, we're honoring Jamie Bordas, who has been a great supporter of the United Way. We're super excited to have him with us. We also have a new award this year, which will be the Community Service Award, named after Ogden Nutting, who was also a tremendous supporter of the United Way. Was always in the audience every time I know you spoke or if I was out speaking for the United Way, and always had kind words to say about our mission and what we could accomplish in the community. So we're really excited to have everyone with us and to honor those that help throughout the year. I know the volunteer award will go to this year your daughters, who have been tremendous helpers in helping us carry out our mission and fundraising efforts. So we're excited.
So thank you for my kids. I mentioned that when I left the United Way, I was there for 6 years. And when I was leaving, they said, but can we still do chili cook-off? Can we still do Lace Up for Kids? So they really had a good time volunteering. And I appreciate you continuing to have them. They really do enjoy it. And then I'd be remiss if we didn't talk a little bit further about Ogden Nutting, one of the biggest supporters of the United Way. I know you and I both talked about the fact that anytime that we spoke anywhere, Ogden would make it a point to go because we were his United Way. And when we honored him as the Building a Better Community Award breakfast years ago, he stood up and told everyone what the United Way origin, how it all started, how it all came together. And also that he feels that if the community is going to succeed, the United Way is going to be the driver of that. So such a great man, was very good to me, very good to you, very good to the community.
Yeah, absolutely. We're super excited. And, we've invited his family. I'm just hoping I can get through it without tearing up, because he was such a staple in this community and so supportive of not only our United Way, but so many agencies in the community. So
yeah, it'll be a beautiful day. It's a lovely day to remember those who have supported us. I know there are different types of donations that come in lieu of flowers. You can give a gift to the United Way, and I was always very touched when those come across the desk as well. So a good day to talk about people who have volunteered throughout the community, people who have given through the community, and those that have passed that left quite a legacy.
Yes, we're super excited. So that'll be November 20th. And then we have Operation Toy Lift coming up December 9th, which is my favorite because I'm a total freak about Christmas. I love Christmas. And to be able to, raise money and collect toys for these children who may otherwise not have anything Christmas morning, we're just so excited. And recent establishments that have happened are the Ohio Valley Energy Association are also going to be collecting toys for us, as well as Elmhurst. And Belmont Savings Bank is sponsoring a St. Clairsville Chamber Luncheon for us on December 6th at Chaps Bar and Grill in Morristown, where it's free to come. All you have to do is bring a toy if you're a member of the chamber. So we're excited to do that. The Wheeling Police Department and the Belmont County Sheriff's Office will be spearheading this event. And it's a fun day. AEP comes with their bucket trucks, and we have local celebrities up greeting everyone as they bring their toys or donations. I think it's a fun day for kids as well as parents to kind of, learn about the spirit of giving to those who, don't have what they have. So it's a fun day. We're going to have some music. We're going to have food. The Salvation Army will bring their cantina and be having hot chocolate to hand out. So if you're at the Ohio Valley Mall, stop out and see us. It's a fun day.
It is. And it's beautiful that not only there's so many partners that you mentioned that are involved, that are helpful in raising those donations, but it's nice to have that central hub where people can bring everything. So if somebody wants to do something internally and they're not quite sure where those gifts should go, United Way is a good source. Just like they do throughout the year, they raise awareness for different organizations. Those organizations and others that are non-United Way agencies are able to get the donations and give them to kids within their organization. So if you want to give, this is where you go, is for Operation Toy Lift. But if you know of a family that's in need, have them contact one of the nonprofit organizations. Staci, you want to mention a few of those?
Yeah, we have so many, nonprofit agencies that we serve here in the Ohio Valley. But some of the agencies that you can reach out to, we serve the American Red Cross, we serve CASA for Children, the Gabriel Project, Holy Family Child Care and Development Center. We do all the Salvation Armies from Tyler, Wetzel, Marshall, Ohio County, Belmont County, Brooke and Hancock County. The Seeing Hand Association, Wheeling Health Right, Catholic Charities is another partner agency. We have the Sexual Assault Help Center and Tri-County Help Center. We have Youth Services System, the YWCA, Harmony House. So those are just some of the agencies that we partner with. So if you're familiar with any of those, feel free to reach out to them. I know that when you were still here, I was out in the bucket one of those very, very cold and brisk afternoons, but it's so much fun and it's such a good cause. So we hope everyone can make it out and, just come out and say hi, even if you can't bring a gift, but just stop by and say hi.
It is fun. There's live music. There's a hot chocolate that Salvation Army brings their hot chocolate truck. I know there's a better name for it. Cantina.
Cantina.
Yeah.
And so, anything that involves hot chocolate.
It is great. There's a lot of great community partners that are involved with. It's the biggest, toy drive. And what I loved about it, especially once those donations come, they go into one of the storage places, one of the big warehouse type buildings inside the mall, and it's set up like a toy store. And then those nonprofit agencies come and shop for the kids.
Yeah, we're super excited. And I know I mentioned a lot of our agencies. Another exciting thing that's happened to us recently is effective December 1st, we'll be serving the Hancock County area. So the Weirton United Way will no longer be serving that area, and we'll take over the agencies that they were serving. 3 of those agencies we were already partnering with through Brooke County, but there's some great causes there as well. So we're looking forward to helping more agencies and helping more people in the community, whether it's Tyler County all the way on the south or Hancock County all the way in the north, and they're in between. So it's an exciting time for our United Way, and we have a lot going on, but we'll be up there at the Millsop Center actually decorating a Christmas tree for our United Way, and we want to bring all of our agencies into it. So they'll all be incorporated into that tree, and it'll be an exciting time to just get to meet new people and serve an even extended area.
Yeah, I love that. Congratulations on the expansion. It makes all the sense in the world for the entire Northern Panhandle to be part of one United Way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now,
I'm come back and help with that.
I'm excited for you to be involved in that community because it's a very active community, and
it is.
Be able to gain. It is.
We've been up there already, meeting with the chamber and several of the different agencies that we went and spoke with, and all great causes. So it's an exciting time for us, and I always love to meet new people. So it's going to be a great experience.
And then with the addition of the Northern Panhandle, you're not completely unfamiliar with Hancock County because you've been answering 211 calls for Hancock County the entire time anyway. So a good segue into 211. You mentioned the agencies you serve earlier, and if somebody wants to get on a list, I imagine they can call 211 too to get directed to certain places.
Yeah, absolutely. So 211 is a nationwide program. We house our resource coordinator inside our United Way. So anytime anyone in any of the 7 counties that we serve calls 211, they will get the same person. And she is actually here in the United Way office. And she's local. She knows all of the agencies that can help. So if you're struggling with rental assistance, utility assistance, any kind of mental health issues that you're having, anything you can think of, food insecurity, you can actually call 211. You can text 211. You can actually connect with it on your computer and chat with someone live. And that takes you to a local representative that can talk to you and connect you with the resources that you may need to help with whatever issues that you're having. So we're super excited to have that inside our United Way and to be able to serve our community with, those issues that are looming very, very largely now following, I think, COVID and inflation. So, we get a lot of phone calls, and she is more than happy to help anyone that calls. And it is free and it is confidential.
It's important, anything. I think back even to when I was a mom of one kid, and I had a hard time paying our utility bills. And I just fought through it because I didn't know what I know now, that there are resources available. So make sure if you're out there and you hear people talking about how they're tight on cash, this is a helping hand up. I believe you can only get one of those once a year with that utility or rental assistance. But what a break that would have been for me as a single mom, not having to struggle, because when the winter comes and utilities go up, it's really tough. There is help out there.
Wow. And I think not even with utilities and rentals. I mean, like we heard yesterday in the Economic Outlook Conference, most of our population is the senior population, and they're home by themselves. And I think mental health plays a lot into this as well. So, if you're struggling, if you have depression, if you need someone to talk to, you can call 211 and she can connect you with those resources. And like I said, it's free of charge and it's confidential. So you shouldn't feel embarrassed to call, and she can help you, maybe you get connected with somebody, as well as transportation if it's needed.
Which is another huge problem in this area, as well as
Yeah,
transportation.
absolutely.
Well, with everything that the United Way has going on right now, with the holidays coming up, they can help you all year round through 211. Also, there's a lot of volunteering opportunities through the United Way. Day of Caring's every September, but there are different opportunities throughout the year. And I would certainly encourage people, if they're looking to volunteer, reach out to the United Way. Staci's a great conduit between the United Way and all organizations throughout the Upper Ohio Valley, a lot of nonprofits that are United Way agencies, ones that aren't, that they still partner with and help direct you to. Like if you call 211, you're not only going to get directed to United Way agencies, it's all nonprofits. And we have a giant hub of nonprofits, especially in Ohio County, but throughout the Upper Ohio Valley, where you can call and get some help.
We do. And, we partner with these agencies and we try to support them by volunteering at their events and, helping them throughout the year with any issues they're having with our agency meetings or, whatever they're struggling with. But we also try to support them through the year through our annual campaign. So this year we were able to give about $500,000 to those agencies and their programs. So that's another exciting part. And people can volunteer. You can volunteer to be part of the allocations that we do every April, where we actually decide, what funds we're going to allocate to what agencies. That's one of the big ways that people like to be involved with the United Way is to come to allocations. They can see what services these agencies are providing. I always say, even when I went out to talk to the agencies, I knew a general blanketed idea of what every one of them did, but I had no idea the amount of services that they provide to this community. So it's a good way to get to know your community, get to know your agencies. We also do employee campaigns are part of that campaign throughout the year. So if you have a business and you want to start, asking your employees if they want to contribute, they can contribute to any 501c3. It doesn't even have to be a United Way agency. We also do a small business 365. So if you're a small business and you can't, do the bigger sponsorships or an employee campaign, maybe you only have 1 or 2 employees, you can pledge to do the small business 365 when you can do that in any increment you want. So it's basically $1 a day for a year for $365. So those are some of the ways. You can go to our website, which is unitedwayuob.org, and look at any of the volunteer opportunities that are, available on our website. You can make donations on our website. And through that employee campaign, you can, designate whatever agency you want. It does not have to be the United Way. So those are some of the ways that you can, participate if you want to get involved.
I love it. You're doing a great job. I'm so excited to see the direction that the United Way has gone under your leadership. I know a lot of your board members pretty well, and I know they're very happy with the job that you're doing there. And I'm proud to be your friend, and I'm proud of the United Way in this community. And can't say enough good things about you, Stace.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. I feel the same way about you. I'm your biggest cheerleader, so.
You certainly are. Well, if there's nothing else, Staci, I think we covered everything. Yeah?
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining. And thank you all for joining and being part of Your Town, where we talk about nonprofit organizations mainly throughout the community who are giving opportunities for people to donate, to get involved, to help fix some of the issues we have locally, and to get help if needed. If you have any questions about any of the organizations today, you can reach out. They have your contact. You're given their contact information, and make sure to reach out to 211 for any services you need or any volunteer opportunities. Reach out to the United Way. Thanks for watching.